Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Hey, don't forget to like, listen, subscribe. Thanks to everybody that checks out our show every day, every time we post. Don't forget to catch us on the Friday Fix, 7 p.m. Pacific time, every Friday. Don't forget to catch us on it. We still ain't come up with a name.
We still ain't came up with a name.
Couple.
You did send me a few names. I can't say nothing about that. 1 p.m. Sunday. It's our Sunday town hall where we recap everything we talked about for the week, all the news. We would love for you guys to join in with us because we want to hear what you got to say. You guys leave comments, but we want to hear from you guys live. We can even bring you into the actual camera. You know what I mean? Get you guys on screen. So, but you guys got to make sure you're respectful. That's all we care about.
Yeah, that's all we ask. And you got to show your face.
Absolutely, because we want to see who we talking to. We want you to be who you are to the world, like we are who we are to the world.
Unless you can do like an excellent puppet show, then I'll go for that. That's fine with me.
All right, man. Let's kick this off, man. We've had a crazy week. New Orleans.
A crazy start to 2025.
Absolutely.
We only 1 day. 2 days, 3 days in.
2 days right now.
Actually, we're a couple days in, but depending on when this airs, I don't want to date ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, at the very beginning of 2025, we already said there was going to be kind of a crazy year. We got a new administration coming in, and we had New Orleans attacker planted explosives on Bourbon Street. Biden says the New Orleans day truck attack that killed 14 people and wounded dozens of others appears to have been the act of a lone wolf and unrelated to the truck blast in Las Vegas, authorities said Thursday. The driver in the attack here, Samsud Din Jabbar, was fatally shot by police at the scene. Christopher Wray, Deputy Assistant Director of the FBI's Counterterrorism Division, said Thursday that law enforcement officials were following up on more than 400 tips in the case. Wray said that preliminary investigations indicated Jabbar acted alone, although a day earlier, FBI Special Agent Althea Duncan had said authorities did not believe Jabbar was solely responsible. Jabbar, Wray said, posted videos on social media in the hours before the attack saying he had joined the Islamic terrorist group ISIS last year. The videos indicated Jabbar, who lived in Houston, had initially planned on harming family and friends, but instead decided on an attack that would focus news coverage on the war between the believers and the disbelievers, Wray said. I mean,
you know what's crazy? It's like also they said there was about three to four extra suspects they were also looking for.
Yeah.
Because they were setting IEDs around the city and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was just sitting here thinking, man, it's like before we get all deep into it, I'm just like a lot of this doesn't make sense. And usually like when it's soldiers, it's always on like it's supposed to, people trying to say conspiracy stuff because they're from the same they went to the same base or whatever, but it's like what if it is kind of like some Hollywood stuff? Like, what if they had to rent cars because someone was like, "Hey, we got your family hostage, or we're going to kill your family. I'm on scope. You need to do this."
Anything. I mean, that's okay. That's the conspiratorial side of it. And I'm not.
Yeah, we get to the facts.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Let's get to the facts. But that's the side of it that could be. And this guy, hours before you get the car and you drive and do the attack, you go online and say, "Who?" That sounds like a person. I'm now ISIS. I'm this, that, and the third. But let's stick to the facts.
Not enough. Maybe I mean,
you know what I mean.
He's not. His name isn't. Gosh, what is her name?
What are you talking about?
His name isn't Nikki Haley. It's Jabbar.
You know what I mean. And so
I'm saying it's bad enough you're a black dude in America, and I can see why you snapped. And your name's a Muslim. You got a Muslim name. They've probably been attacking you the whole time. You was born here.
Regardless
in America.
Of what, man, we do live here in America, man. So we gotta look at it from perspective. You killed 14 innocent people who had nothing to do with what you got going on, nothing to do with the war. Go to Gaza, go to Palestine. I mean, go over in that area and go deal with that situation. But you brought it to our shore, so we got to look at it from that perspective. This dude, I mean, to me, he's a terrorist. This is a terrorist act to me, and it's a messed up thing to have to say that because they're quick to call people who don't look like them terrorists. But this is an act of terror. I don't know if we have footage on this, so we're going to show some footage on this.
I'm having it running while we're talking here.
But this is a man. Did you watch the footage when he rode his car around the police? I think it was a barricade almost to get onto Bourbon or Canal Street, whatever that was, Bourbon Street. And he plowed through all those people, man. There was people who were within inches of their lives, man. I watched a girl get just completely obliterated. he ran her over. Like she had her phone in her hand, and I almost believe it was. I don't quote me on this. I almost believe it was the girl who was in the her graduation gown with her phone in her hand. It's like it's just ironic that sometimes we gotta. It's not even about paying attention because no one thought this would happen this way. They should have had barriers up.
Not that, someone said that they need to put those metal pillars.
They
up.
had them. They said they were repairing them. But why would you be repairing those things during this time right now? It's a messed up thing that you guys did all this.
Just think about it. They could have broke the day before.
I mean, it's not even about the street down. You act like they don't have other ones. This is a city. I mean, this is a huge city where they are used to having these type of festivities.
Maybe you guys why the cops were there. They were repairing. I'm just guessing right now.
Well, you should have had your car in the way of the whole street. Then there shouldn't have been your car. There should have been no way a vehicle. But that's for Monday morning quarterback situation, and no one thought this would happen in New Orleans because that was also a subject. Like, why did he go to New Orleans and do this for? What was the impact of it? But it was it was like now you can't hide anywhere.
Well, you got to go somewhere. It's like where
he could have went to Houston. He lives in Houston.
Yeah, so you're looking for a mass casualty situation there. And on Bourbon Street, there's hella people walk. It's just foot traffic. So if you can get it like back in the day where they're throwing the beads, during Mardi Gras, where that street, that's
it
what
was
he's
just massive amount of people on that street, man. It was just crazy.
You have that many people down there. That's what you want. I mean, as a terrorist, that's what you want. You want mass casualties. You want your stuff to be seen. You have to send a message.
And I mean, at the same time, once he plowed over those people, he had an ISIS flag off the back of his truck. What I saw, this is just what I saw. I saw a pole off the back of the truck, and the police had wrapped it with some kind of a black, like something like a towel or something. I don't know what they had. It was like they wrapped it up so that people couldn't see it. And I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe it was to not have the fear of it. But go ahead though.
What I see on the back of it is a camera.
Okay, on that pole,
because they're saying if he had an ISIS flag, they said it was inside the truck with him. The flag was on the back of it. It was the pole. If you look at it now, we can stop it. I'm gonna try to stop it and zoom in so everybody can see. It looks like there's a camera on the back of there, so he knew what he's doing. He's either filming it or he was live streaming it to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, to me, man, like either something. What they said that he was basically on here that I'm hearing now. They're saying he was thinking about hurting his family first.
Yeah, I mean, here, let me show you. I'm gonna show this to everybody. I'm gonna show it to you too. Look, as you see it back here,
there's something hanging off there.
I'm telling you, it's a camera.
Yeah, maybe that's a person right there behind.
No, because that's I slowed it down. Let me move that up. Look, see it? A flag would be flapping. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's not flapping. It's just
hanging there.
It's hanging there. It's a camera.
Yeah, I mean
that's why they covered it up. Because they covered it up with a bag, so whatever.
Yeah, with a bag. That's what it was. Yeah. He hopped out with an assault rifle. He shot first out the window with his assault rifle. Once he crashed into people, then he hopped out and he was like, shooting it out with the police, and they ended up killing him. Which is a great thing. They got rid of him as quickly as they did because it could have been even worse. Yeah. This dude. I mean, to me, man, like this kind of shit can't stand in our country. We can't have this going on in our country. I don't believe this is some kind of an epidemic of this going on. I think this was a sort of a lone wolf kind of I mean, we'll definitely talk about the next thing too, but to me,
it's to a point, it's a lone wolf, but I mean, if they're still looking for other suspects because they believe there's 3 or 4, that's something to look into. They're actually trying to think, they're thinking both of these are linked.
I mean, it sounds like it. Once we get into it, we're gonna mash them because this guy was a Army officer. He was Army officer in Fort Bragg. He had gone to Afghanistan, just like the last officer went to Afghanistan in 2009. Both of them went in 2009. You know what I mean? Like this isn't. I had a friend of mine also say that the guy who shot at Trump, tried to assassinate Trump, not the one who they killed, of course, but the other guy who went to his golf course and tried to do it. I think he was at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah. They said that he was a Army officer out of Fort Bragg as well.
But that story, I mean, for him, it's kind of looking a little weird. Like he wasn't really trying to kill Donald Trump. He was just on some weird shit.
He had a gun.
Yeah, he had a gun, but he was like, I ain't trying to kill him. He's like, he was laying there. He's on some weird shit, bro. He's just being a weirdo.
Listen, I'm never come around my house talking about he ain't trying to kill me, but he got a gun. I'm not listening to that.
No, it seems like they buried that case. Like he's probably gonna get off on that.
Yeah, and they did try to bury that case. They tried to get rid of that real quick
because it doesn't. They're like, the second. That's why no one really talks about the second. We don't even talk about the first one anymore.
Nobody does.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's just weird to me, man. This guy, that's a lot of similarities. Toro, both of them rented vehicles from Toro. Maybe it's a good cheap site. Maybe it's that, but this is too many similarities to not. For something's not to be going on here. It's just too much.
It's weird because like if they run the plates, it'll run to whoever owns the car. Because that's what Toro is. It's basically you're just renting people's
vehicles. Yeah. I mean, so this is, to me, it's just a lot going on with this case right here. I mean, there's just more and more coming out all the time. I guess he had some explosives inside of his vehicle as well, too. I wondered, did they match the explosives that they had? I guess they put out the other explosive that they said they saw people planting along the streets. I guess they had to blow them up or whatever. They had them blown up. So I wondered, did his explosives match those? That'll give them that's a huge part of the case.
See, that's what's crazy right there. Now think about this. They got lucky because they caught the other 4 people doing it.
Yeah, I wondered, did they catch them doing it, or did they have a camera?
Let's everyone watching. Let's just put this in worst case scenario. Bourbon Street was packed full of people, double the amount of people that was there. They never figured out which bombs that were placed around the city. He does that. 4 other bombs detonate around the city. Now, are we looking at this one active guy, that's terrorism. But if you look at it with those many bombs, and that's an act of war. Now we are under attack as American citizens.
Yep.
So, I mean, hey, shout out to the law enforcement and the security cameras and all the infrastructure that we have in place. Because even though they harass us as black folks, they still get the job done when it's somebody that they need to take care of. And so I fucks with them. I'll give you a hurrah for that.
Very true. And I also look at him like, this guy was like, I mean, this is American. This dude spoke like we speak. I mean, he was a very well-spoken person. He had a good job as far as we can tell. I mean, he didn't seem like this. What the hell? Where'd this come from? I can see why you're angry.
Afghanistan?
Yeah,
I can see it. He's I think he's Moroccan. That's what they were saying. His family is Moroccan, and then he's, came in. He's like first generation immigrant.
Born here.
But I mean, think about it, bro. You go to the Middle East. I mean, you grew up in America. That's cool. You got your people over here. You know your aunts and uncles. But you go to the Middle East, and you're Middle Eastern. You ain't never been there. You go there, and all you see is you have to murder your own people. They look like your aunt and your uncle. How you going? I mean, that's not going to mess with your head. Do you think if somebody lived in Kentucky, they were all white, they had to fly to Ohio and shoot up other white people, they're not going to feel bad about it? Like, because Ohio just turned on them?
No, like I said, I get what you're saying.
I'm not justifying what he's saying.
Totally. You got to give your point of view. You got to give a perspective, because this is a perspective people need to hear. It's not about justifying or not justifying what it is. It's the fact of the matter. It's true. I'm just trying to figure out, like, how the hell did you get radicalized? Like, this is almost like when you listen to Tucker Carlson saying, I'm radicalized. Are you this radicalized? This is what truly radicalized means. When you can, the day before, now all of a sudden you're posting shit to your page like, I'm a part of ISIS, which leads back to your theory, which was a kind of a conspiratorial theory, was somebody holding something or something going on, because all of a sudden out the blue, you're ISIS now?
Yeah, I thought Donald Trump got rid of ISIS. He said it was gone.
I mean, that is what he said. But obviously, obviously something's going on. But he's going to say in the last 4 years, they allowed them to come back. They left Afghanistan, did X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. We all know how this is going to play out.
I mean, it could be true. He's like, hey, they was gone while I wasn't here.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? So, it just, to me, man, I really want us to do as much digging as we can to figure out, like, 'cause this is serious. If we don't know who the hell is, they're going to have to do a lot more investigating, listening to what people are saying now, because this dude posted this online.
Well, I mean, we're also in a time now where it's like if I don't say it's the best time, but it's like, there's so much disarray going on in our government right now.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to keep their job, who's not. So people are worried. Their minds are somewhere else. Look, you're about to change the whole FBI director, some dude that's not even in law enforcement.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Ain't never been a cop a day in his life.
So are they going to?
So this is going to happen more, because he's going to start ignoring things, because he doesn't have the knowledge of what he's supposed to be watching. And the people that are supposed to be in there already knowing these stuff.
And the way he's trying to like tear down the way Trump's talking so negatively about the FBI, you know what I mean? And then they want to tear apart the FBI. They want to tear down the agencies. Who the hell's going to watch what's going on around here? Are we just going to police ourselves? Are we going to have like more and more vigilantes? Is that what he's looking for?
And this slipped through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? Just because we're right in this middle of, we're about to change administrations. You know what I'm saying? So we're in the middle of something right now. That's why this slipped through the cracks. They could have, they were warned about it from back in August, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, there's a warning. Yeah, Christopher Wray came up. He's like, yo, there's a warning. We got something. This is about to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so this is a slip. Look, we're just switching administrations right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, for them, perfect time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Disarray the first. But think about it. If you get rid of all these systems we already have in place like they want to do, more of this will happen.
Absolutely. But let's look at the next guy, because he really, I mean, this is your quote unquote blue-blooded, blue-eyed, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, one guy, first I thought he was black. I thought he was black because I saw some pictures. He looked dark, and I looked at him. His hair was kind of a little bit more, you know what I mean, straight. And I was looking at his name. I looked at his face. I'm like, okay, no, this dude is Middle Eastern more. You know what I'm saying? That's where but this guy over here, they were probably hoping that this other dude was a Middle Eastern. And what they got was what? I mean, we're going to talk about this next case.
Oh, yeah, the one in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes, let me get that one really quick.
Crazy. I mean, that's something we need to definitely pay attention to, because that's
Trump Tower cyber attack explosion could be linked to New Orleans terror. Authorities are investigating a possible link between the Cybertruck that exploded outside of Trump Tower in Las Vegas and the terror attack in New Orleans. The driver died and 7 others were injured after the electronic vehicle blew up in the entrance of the luxury hotel in Nevada. This came after 14 people were killed in New Orleans when the U.S. Army veteran drove his pickup truck through the French Quarter. Police Department Sheriff Kevin McHale said authorities know who rented the truck through a Turo car sharing app in Colorado. But they're trying not to release his name. But here, I can tell you exactly who he is. His name is Matthew Livelsberg. He was 37 years old. Let me see. Let me find some more information about him. So he just had a baby with his wife. He owned 7 properties in Colorado. That's where he's from. He was active duty U.S. military, and he was special forces. His uncle said that he was a Trump lover, and he loved Trump. And that's why he was in the military, because he was really patriotic, like a real patriot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This dude was a Green Beret. They said, he likely planned more damage, but the cyber trucks. I'm hearing the guy they have the sheriff come out of, I think he's of probably of Henderson, whatever it is, Las Vegas. And he's praising Elon Musk for how well the truck is built, because it absorbed most of the blast, because the blast just kind of went straight up instead of out more than anything else. And he's also, kind of speaking highly of them, and also speaking highly of, because this happened in front of a Trump hotel.
Well, think about it like this. If he didn't have he's like, yeah, you got to give the Cybertruck that, because the whole metal, he said basically the siding of it made it so it didn't explode sideways.
No, absolutely.
Like with a regular car bomb, the doors are going to fly out.
Everything's going to fly out. It's going to be more damage.
So imagine the bomb he had in, I don't know, 97 Ford Taurus.
It's going to blow everything. It's going to blow through the windows, everything.
I'm going to show the video. There's people taking this video inside of the hotel. And they were like, yeah, we were standing right there where our luggage was. Remember, I showed you in the video. And then
there was a guy standing right there, too. He should have been dead.
Yeah, should have been dead.
He should have been dead. Definitely should have been dead. I mean, another thing is I want people to really pay attention to. I know the videos will be playing while we're talking, so you guys can look at this as well. But pay attention to this. This is a guy who went out and rented intentionally rented a Cybertruck. Elon Musk made Tesla Cybertruck, drove from Colorado all the way to Las Vegas, powering it up along the way. They have access to seeing where each power station he stopped at, drove to Vegas, parked in front of Trump Hotel, and blew his car, shot himself in the head first. He shot himself, and then he blew his car up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess he had like gasoline, other devices inside of there. I guess he had fireworks as well, because you could see him going off during the explosion. I know we'll be showing that as well. I mean, you got to look at that. That means something. I heard this guy was a Trump supporter from what you're saying.
Yeah. I had the article here, or just the quote from his uncle. I wanted to make sure I get it right, because I mean, it's we should give you proper news. Let's see.
No, yeah, and so you got to pay attention to these. These signs mean something. This is not just
There we go. I found it. My bad. He's like, so the uncle of Matthew Livelsberg, the Green Beret who was driving a Tesla truck that exploded outside of Trump's hotel in Las Vegas. He said he loved Trump, and he was always very, very patriotic soldier, a patriotic American. It's one of the reasons he was in special forces for many years. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of person you want, defending your country.
Man,
I mean,
look,
you can like whoever you want so America should be like this. We should be able to disagree on our politics, but at the end of the day, we should all love America.
This is not the kind of person we want, in my opinion, defending our country, because he blew up his vehicle, shot himself in the head, could have killed people. His intention was to kill people.
Yeah.
That was his intention. He went to blow up. I mean, you're a terrorist. This is now another, because the only person.
Hey, I'm not praising him. I'm praising it for being a patriotic. Now, everybody snaps. It just depends on you want to act on the snap. Like for me, I want to set shit on fire.
It's like this. You could have been a gangster before, and then you ratted. You're a rat. Period.
Still don't mean you ain't a killer.
You was a rat. You're a rat, though, to me. Yeah, I understand. You're right. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Look at The Wire. You can use that as
there's people who are killers. Look at Lil Woody.
Look, Omar. Lil Woody. Look at Omar took the stand on The Wire.
Yeah, he did.
He pointed to people, but he's still in the hood.
He had a lot of them. But once you're a rat, to me, I understand what you're saying. But once you're a rat, that's what you are to me. You could have been a killer in the past. You could kill. You can still kill. Like, this person was a patriot in the past, but you're no longer a patriot. You're a terrorist. The only person who I've heard call this person a terrorist, You don't see it anywhere. No one's saying active terror. I don't see it anywhere.
Why do you think,
it's all over the other case.
For a second. Give me a second.
All over the other case.
Do you agree that black folks we have 100% no snitching rule, right?
Most of us do. A lot of us tell. A lot of us tell. We have that. We talk about the rule, but a lot of people tell. A lot of people tell.
Yeah, of course.
They fold.
A lot of people ain't for the streets.
They folding. I ain't talking about the one. I'm talking about the ones who are supposed to be. They talking about they from the streets. They are doing street shit. But then as soon as it's time, they folding. Like a wet paper.
Dishonorable people, right?
Huh?
They do. When you're in the streets, you're doing dishonorable things.
I mean,
dishonorable things.
It depends on how you look at it.
So you have to think you're running around with dishonorable people.
Yeah, it depends on how you look at it.
Okay, so at the end of the day, why would someone that's dishonorable hear that they're going to get 10 years, but if they tell on you, they get to go home in a week?
But let me say this to you: I don't believe they're dishonorable. I mean, that's not to me. I believe
maybe that's just part of the life.
I feel like this is my personal opinion. I know we're getting kind of off the subject. Just like we could say, there's a person who goes to war and kills kids and women and innocent civilians. Are they dishonorable? You know what I mean? Because the government told them to do it, so that makes it right. Because your government says to do it, that makes it right. You know, if your government don't want to feed you, but if they want to feed these other people, that makes it right. No, they don't make it right. If the government says opiates are fine to give to people, but then when you want to go out and buy them on the streets, then it's wrong. You get what I'm saying? So I don't believe that. That's just my personal opinion.
I guess it all depends on the person.
And so
trying to praise you or
and
not.
So, but I understand where you're coming from. You know what I mean? Like, so no honor amongst thieves.
Yeah.
That kind of that standpoint. But what I'm saying is, don't get me wrong. He served his country. He did. And no one knows what his reasoning is behind him doing this. But to me, he gave like cookie crumbs. You went and rented a Tesla truck. This is during, we have to look at
this whole thing has meaning.
Elon Musk
you look at
buy an election.
Yeah, even the picture. Look at the picture. It has meaning to it.
He goes off and blows up his vehicle in front of Trump Tower after these people have come out saying that you guys are subtards, retards and everything else, calling you all kind of names, go F yourself in the face, all kind of stuff they're saying. You know what I mean? So maybe this person got to the point where he figured out that you turned on me. You're not who you said you were. You're not honorable.
It's
maybe
crazy.
He took it as that.
I said that on our last show. I was like, look, there's a difference between Democrats and Republicans. Think about it. When they thought their country was getting taken, they was ready to go take their shit back.
You did say that. You did say that. You did say that. That's factual.
That's exactly what it is.
I remember.
They've programmed us, other people to go march in the streets. Yeah. And they'll do something really quick before the summer ends, right? Because they know you ain't gonna march in the cold. You know what I'm saying? But these people, look, bro, you believe in something. If he believed
so much,
he believed that he was gonna help America. You do this whole thing. Think about it. Right? As soon as they said something about still letting the immigrants stay here, you lied to us.
Yep, you lied to us.
They should do these jobs because you're too stupid to do it. I'm saying.
Oh man, I'm not taking this. I'm gonna show you what I'm about. And this dude, he said he showed you what you can be touched. Pretty much. You're not saying that he touched them, but he's showing you I'm willing to go. This is the measures that I'm willing to take back this country because I believe and I love this country so much.
It's crazy.
Allegedly,
it's like they both.
This is what we're thinking.
Think about it. Like if he was just part of like a Patriot Front thing, here in America, right?
We're gonna find out.
Their own extremist group.
We're gonna find out.
Now, think about him, and then you got the dude. Maybe it's not connected. Maybe they both just different terror cells decided to strike.
But on the same time,
you got ISIS, and then you got the homeland terrorists.
At the same time, I mean, it just seems Fort Bragg, Toro, Army officers. Come on, man. I mean, both in Afghanistan, 2009. There's too many. I don't believe in coincidence. I don't. That's what's kept me. Kind of. I see something that's out of place. Something's not right. So I'm gonna act that way. Oh yeah, that's just coincidence. That's how you get snatched up. Nah, that ain't right. It's time to go. Shake the spot.
I think it's just basically it's two shitbag terrorists that got some of the best training you can ever get in the world to be in the military.
And then we think about it. Let's tie all this back in. They said that most people on the January 6th who attacked the Capitol were police officers, military officers, people of that of that cloth.
And Rand Paul was like, look, you don't deploy the U.S. military into the streets. He's like, because their only thing is to kill. So that's all they're trained to do. Now think about this. You got two people that are trained to kill, and they
killed. They went and did what they had to. Yeah, he only killed himself.
Yeah,
he only killed himself, but he tried to knock off some. You know what I mean? But let's look at this though. Okay, let's just go down another rabbit hole for a quick second. I know we've kind of touched on this for a minute. Let's go down another rabbit hole.
He injured 7 people, but still, I mean, like when they talk about injury, it's not like I have a cut on my arm.
It could be anything.
That dude next to the truck.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt pretty bad. I could tell that stuff flew out next to his head. But let's go down this rabbit hole like this. Okay. I mean, say now we see who got coming into power, and now you listen to the statements he's been making during this time. He's like, he's pretty vitriolic. Oh, we have weak leadership. Wait till I get into power. They're letting foreigners invade. These people lied and said the first guy, who was a New Orleans guy, they said he was an immigrant. They didn't say this dude was an immigrant. You didn't hear anything about immigrant, nothing. You saw those blue eyes. You immediately didn't even think immigrant. You immediately didn't even think terrorist immediately. But as soon as you see any kind of copper color skin, any kind of, any kind of woolish kind of hair, you immediately talk terrorist. Any name that's not a slave name.
It's like they didn't even wait to get the facts. Like they're just like, boom, they heard that from somebody.
Terrorist. Immigrant came across the border.
That's what makes it more worse, bro. These people he's about to run the country, right? He didn't even wait to get the facts. He could have called Joe and been like, yo, what up, man? What's going down?
He doesn't want to. He's going to use this to do what you just said about. That's what I'm saying. Down that rabbit hole is the next thing that he can do. If any of these type of things happen, martial law, or just let's call the military into the streets. Let's figure this out this way.
Bro, it's kind of worse than that.
He's not an intelligent leader.
It's worse than that. Think about it. Like, no, this dude, he didn't even wait. He was like, oh, this is Islamic terrorists. They did this. He didn't even wait for the facts. And now he's going to control the facts. So he's not going to be like, he's not going to double back. Like, oh, my apologies. Is this bad? He's like, nope. Hey, maybe we should round them all up.
This is what it is. This is what happened. We don't care. We're going to stop it before it happens. Basically, he's going to, and in reality, who knows if this situation was put forth so that this kind of stuff could happen. There's a movie called The Siege. I don't know if you guys ever saw it, with Bruce Willis, Denzel Washington. I can't remember who's the other person in it. It reminds you of the situation right here that we're walking into right now. I know this is minor and minute. For us, it's pretty big because the next story kind of leads almost into the same thing as well. Just all happening right around the first of the year, right around the turn of the year. Come on, man. It's just a lot going on in our country, and we really got to start paying attention to who we have in our country and what they're saying. Some of these people who are talking, you're damn near, like, the way you talk about stuff, we just got to get rid of all the liberals. We just got to do, you're damn near talking like you were a terrorist. People are going to have to start looking at you like that. Some people know how to have civil conversations. Don't get it twisted. Civil conversations can turn quickly. But at the same time, if I keep on being attacked, then I got to look at you like this, because this is who you are. Let's be honest. Most of these people are just like these people here who we're seeing. That's why they always say, you don't want to go to war with us, because you don't have a mental capacity. Don't be mad at me if I say it. Be mad at Elon because he told you first, and you was good with it when he said it to you. You don't have the mental capacity to have a conversation about the facts, because the facts are not on your side in reality. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Sam, but let's go ahead and move on to the next story.
Yeah, I want to do underwater volcano off the West Coast could erupt before the end of 2025.
Go ahead.
Pause it.
It's fine. Go ahead.
I'm going to cut this part out anyways. I'm going to cut it out. You ain't got to worry about it.
Stop it?
No. Yeah, I can cut the shit out. It's cool. Yo, you say, oh, you can't do this, and then we go, 10 niggas shot 10 or 10 niggas. Like, it's just, it doesn't see, it just seems like a bad argument after that.
What do you mean?
After you had a great valiant speech.
We don't know who shot who in this. They're not saying they don't know who it was. Just 10 people got shot.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? It all happened during the same New Year's. You know what I'm saying? New York City.
But it was like Forest, they were at a stop the violence thing.
Were they?
Yeah.
Who cares? At the end of the day, this is what.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Fuck order, brother. We had an order, man. You threw us off.
Come on. Let's go.
Damn,
keep going. I got it. Hold on. Queens mass shooting leaves 10 teens wounded outside New York event space. Police are searching for 4 suspects after they opened fire into a crowd of 15 people standing outside an event space in Jamaica, Queens. 10 teenagers were hurt in the shooting, which happened just after 11:15 p.m. on New Year's Day outside the Amazura Concert Hall on 144th Place. Last night in Queens, a memorial for teens lost to gun violence turned to a horror when a gunman opened fire on the crowd, including several young people who are now hospitalized. This cannot be our normal. We're working with authorities to bring the perpetrators to justice, Governor Kathy Hochul said.
Hochul.
Kathy Hochul. And so basically, what this was, should I explain to the world? Okay, so what it seems like it would have happened is that they're having a visual for somebody that just got shot.
Yeah, stop the violence thing. They're saying it for a bunch of people who have been killed.
So they were probably honoring somebody because the way things are going kind of with drill music and the way they're probably honoring somebody in that. And they knew that the person the person that probably killed him still had beef with his friends.
Yeah.
So he knew they would be there. So he came to finish off them too.
They said it was like 4 suspects that came in there, and they just shot. I mean, they hit 10 people. This is what's normally been happening. They've been going to funerals sometimes and doing the same thing, or whatever the case may be, wakes or whatever the case may be, and doing the same exact things. But this is, this is not the same as the other terror attacks. But you got 10 people shot, and it seems like, when we first heard about it, we didn't know that this was all the information. So it makes it seem like, okay, geez, is this attached to what's going on in New Orleans? Is this attached to what went on in Vegas? But no, this just looks more like some kids who probably have gang ties and probably have problems with each other that are a lot deeper than what we can understand. People have been murdered. And so at the end of the day, when you're young like that, you can't handle. There's a lot you can't handle. Even being older, we don't handle things well. You just had a guy blow a cyber truck up, shoot himself, and blow a cyber truck up in Las Vegas. Another guy plow down 14, 15 people, murder them, injure another 25, 30, and try to shoot it out with the police. So imagine what children will do in this case right here. But this is not to say that they should be getting a pass for doing what they're doing. Someone needs to step in and deal with the situation.
Because you shot 10. I mean, not everybody's innocent, but the majority of those people that got hit were probably innocent.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's like, if you're going to be out there doing that, I always told my kids that too. Like when they would try to go through a phase like that, or anybody, it's like, bro, if you want to try to live in the streets, you need to learn how to live in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do something like that, boom bop on you spraying the whole crowd because you pussy, you don't want to walk up to the dude and shoot him in the face.
I mean, yeah, and they're feeling like I'm gonna try to get as many of them as I can. But the video of when they're showing them outside of them, when they're sitting outside, when they're shooting them outside the cars, you could tell they were afraid. It wasn't like you walked up and just got out. You did get down, but you could have got down. But they really did not the way that it could have turned out for the crowd. I guess there were 90 people there inside of it, and you just basically did a sort of a walk by or a run by. And that's how you felt about it. You went and did what you had to do. But hopefully,
the sad thing is, it's bad enough like black folks terrorize ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, every race does it. Every race does it.
Not to this degree that we do it.
No,
not
every nationality does it.
Not like this. Not like we do.
Yeah, not like we do. Not because we do everything fucking flyer and flasher. It's bad. It's bad flashy. It's bad fly. I'm not condoning none of this.
The type of don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's horrible.
When people sit back and they try to pretend like, oh, there's more crime in the black community,
glamorize,
blah blah blah. There's not. That's a blatant lie. I guess I believe we're very much more violent in certain aspects. You guys do more, like there's more raping going on in your neighborhoods. There may be more shootings and murders going on in ours, but there's more crime in your neighborhood. People just don't, they can say the numbers don't bear out, but I can explain why. If you look at it from the perspective of, when you look at it from perspective, you guys were dying at probably a 10-to-1 or better clip from the fentanyl crisis. That's crime. That means your people are selling drugs to each other and probably committing property crimes that are just not being solved and not being dealt with. That's a lot of crime, probably other violence that was not going on, that you're not policing because you over police black communities, because that's who you want to put into the prisons. And it leads back into the other things we talked about before, when they want to, prison to, or school to prison pipeline, keeping black people incarcerated. But the fact of the matter is we are very much hurtful to our own people. I know everyone is, but to me, it's more impactful because I'm a black man and I don't like to see it.
And I mean, like, they even have this article. I mean, I really don't care because I saw who he voted for, but they was talking about Waka Flocka just got jumped by 10 random people.
It's not true. He didn't. I mean, he
wasn't
came
that
back.
An old video? It looked like an old video.
No, but he came back and he said that, oh, you guys will just believe. He's just being
that was an old
to me,
video.
he doesn't matter. To me, no one cared. Everyone went in there and said, why don't you go ask Trump to help you? And he was like, oh, you guys will just believe anything. You're doing it because no one cares about you. You're done. You go back in, go vote for Trump, go deal with that, go do what you're doing and continue to do that. Let us deal with the rest of the issues over here. We'll talk about the real truth. Yeah. No one wants to deal with a 40-year-old person who almost wants to troll. And I got jumped by 10 people. That's cornball shit.
I was watching the video, right? And the video was from back in the day. I was like, no, this is an old video. Because I remember, somebody swung on him. And then he jumped over, like it was like a fun center or something.
He wasn't using that video. He went in there and he did makeup on his face or something like that. Yeah. And then he said, I can't believe no one helped. I got jumped by 10 people. Then he came back. So you guys will be like, ha ha ha. You're trolling about getting jumped at your age because nobody's paying attention to you. People aren't booking you no more because they know you're a Trumper. Go be a Trumper. Go let him book you somewhere. Go let the Trumpers see if they want to listen to a round of applause at a Trump rally somewhere. Nobody does. We used to support you. We don't no more. So move on and let him do what he's got to go do. But the fact of the matter is here, man, these kids, man, somebody needs to step in. If they got to start nobody wants to see kids go to jail, but you're out here shooting up stuff that I'm sure there are younger people than the people who had nothing to do with what you had going on here were at this event. You know what I mean? And we need to do something. We need to deal with that. I know you have another one that you want to do.
Yes, I've been wanting to do this one for a minute. Let me go back to find it really quick. Warning as volcano off the West Coast is primed to erupt in 2025. Scientists have warned of an underwater volcano off the coast of the northwestern U.S. is likely to blow sometime in 2025. The volcano, called Axel Seamount, is more than 36,000 feet tall and sits half a mile underwater, just 300 miles off the coast of Oregon. Experts made the prediction on December 10th after detecting seafloor swelling around the axle that mimicked the level seen immediately before an eruption in 2015. Seismic activity has also increased, with hundreds of earthquakes generated around the volcano per day and earthquake swarms greater than 500 per day. Based on the current trends, the assumption that Axel will be primed to erupt when it reached the 2015 inflation threshold, or current eruption forecast windows between now, July 2024, and the end of 2025, researchers said in the new study. The team first noticed the swelling in November using a suite of tools to monitor the volcano's activity.
Jesus Christ.
Collecting real data about the rumblings, shakings, and swellings, and even tilting. Yeah,
hey,
my bad. Hey,
you're good. You're good. It is what it is. So what do you think? And talk to me about this.
Okay, man. So let me tell you a little thing about the Ring of Fire.
Okay.
Now the Ring of Fire is.
We want to talk about this Ring of Fire for fucking quite a while now. Tell us all about the Ring of Fire. I've been hearing about
the Ring of Fire is basically the tectonic plates.
Tectonic.
Titanic plates.
Tectonic.
Okay, cool. Tectonic plates that are surround the Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
So it'll start. So if everybody's watching it, it'll start. If you're over here, it'd be Washington. The West Coast, all the way down to South America. Then it would come up through Asia, past the Philippines and all that way and around to the Arctic. Okay. Now, they've had major seismic earthquakes. Even the one over, I believe it was Indonesia, the one where it killed like 300,000 people when the tsunami came.
It happened in India. I believe it first, it originated somewhere in the India area, but Indonesia is right. Yeah. It's kind of in that area.
It was a big earthquake. It was a 7 point something, but what it did, it tilted the Earth's axis a little bit.
Axis. Yeah.
That's what I said. I said axis.
Okay,
my bad. Anyways. But every place in the Ring of Fire has been hit by these volcanoes, these large scale volcanoes.
I think there's another volcano going off somewhere, around either Japan or Hawaii, somewhere around there.
Remember Japan got hit?
Yeah.
Remember Japan got hit, right, with the big one?
They just had a tsunami not too long ago, didn't they?
I'm telling you that's part of that. So when they have those huge earthquakes, bro, that's the plate, and it's shifting, and everywhere around the Ring of Fire has had these major earthquakes. Like, you can go all the way through South America and find, I can look them up and find them and show all the articles if we need to.
I believe you.
It's all around, have major earthquakes.
But I want you to definitely show the Ring of Fire so people can kind of get a visual of where this is and what this looks like. 'Cause I've heard about this before. I got a friend of mine who's been talking about this for probably over 10 years.
Yeah, it's important.
Talking to us about it.
People don't like to think about earthquakes or
whatnot.
Shout out
Little Spank.
No one likes to think about earthquakes at all. I mean, why would you? But it's also like this. Like, if you have and I always try to warn this to everybody that's out there. Like, if there's a major incident that happens in your neighborhood, in your community, a major, if you get flooded out, it's whatever, but like a major catastrophe, and authorities can't get to you within 2 weeks. The soonest someone can get you to 2 weeks. Do you have enough supplies to last your family that long?
We just look at what just, I think, was it Helen? Was that the one, the hurricane they had that hit Tennessee and North Carolina? Was that Helen? I almost want to think that was Helen. When people they flushed, their whole towns were flooded and washed away. Yeah, I mean, everyone's angry about FEMA not being able to help them out. And remember that?
Hey, flood, man, there ain't nothing you can do there. That's just dire despair.
But I mean, it's the same thing as like a tsunami and whatever else going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's going to have to be something in order for them not to be able to get to you. Either there's Earth's going to crack apart where they can't get, vehicles. It's going to have to be some type of probably flooding and then washing away of roadways and other ways where they cannot get to you. Yeah. And so we've seen basically what I was saying. We've seen that people don't have that. People are dying because they don't have those type of supplies. Yeah. People don't even have $1,000.
Yeah.
If you ain't got $1,000, you don't have a whole bunch of food stocked up in your house, a bunch of water stocked up in your house, because food costs that much. That's like you know what I mean? Yeah. It's costing you $1,500 a month just to,
I'm saying people should just you buy stuff steadily. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you get paid, buy 2 cases of water. Actually, buy 4 big 24-pack cases of water. It's going to cost you about $10.
Mm-hmm.
People don't even realize. Take that, stack it somewhere. You know what I'm saying? If you have children in your house, buy an extra case, set it in the middle of the floor, and then tell them, hey, for the whole day, this is all the water that we're going to use. and then watch them go through that water the whole day and then tell everyone. If we were and tell them the same thing, hey, if something happened where our water was bad, see how quick we use the water, and then tell them so they don't drink the water.
I'm going vigilante. I'm gonna be real about everybody right now. I'm turning vigilante.
I'm getting to that
immediately.
I'm getting to that. I mean, yeah, you gotta have water, and then you can go. Everything goes bad, you just bum right to the store, right?
I'm going straight to the store immediately. As soon as things go bad, I'm going straight to the store. What you mean?
You got no food, no canned food, no nothing extra?
Yeah, but I'm going anyways. You know what I'm saying? What did he say? What did dope boy say when he was little? He was like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no money. He said, I don't care. I'm going anyways. I'm going to the store anyways, just in case. You think I'm going to wait it out and see what happens? No, I'm going to go take, just like everyone else needs to go take, especially if it's major catastrophe. No. I'm going to go take. I'm sorry. That's just what's got to happen. I got to make sure, just in case, I'm good. Okay, and if anybody I know needs something, they good too. Now you're in
the part of the movie where you pull up to the gas station or the Rite Aid, right? People are bum rushing. There's people in there with shotguns because you're trying to get medicine for shit. Yeah. Now, no, be ready.
This sound like Z, World War Z. I don't care. I want to be a part of that. I'm grabbing as much stuff as I can.
Food in your house. You should have water. You should have ammunition. You should have weapons.
You should have ice too. Bunch of other stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Sometimes the ice might think about the fridge and the power go out. What you gonna do?
Don't matter. They got Yetis, man, that you can put ice in. That's just gonna last for weeks. I done been a part of heat waves.
I'm not telling people to doomsday prep, but you should lightweight doomsday prep. It's better to stay ready than to have to get ready.
I'm going to go take stuff because that's what you should go do.
Yeah, but everyone else is thinking that like you.
Man, I'm okay with that.
I'm going to go down there and take some stuff because I might not have everything at the moment.
I'm good with that. I'm okay with that part of the game right there, okay?
Okay, so what if you can't even get to the store?
I mean, then you're in trouble, but I can get to the store. It ain't too far. I'll walk if I got to. I'll walk to the store if I got to. Put shit on I know we're getting off subject. That's what I would do.
Leave your spot empty. You got somebody watch your spot?
I mean, we'll be all right. If you
ain't got nothing, you mob into the store. Everybody else ain't got nothing. While you gone, they think they go. I'm be through shit.
Nobody knows if anybody's here or else or not. They don't know. It's gonna look real good. I'm gonna have it boarded up. We're gonna be ready to go. If you come in here, there might be shots.
You're gonna have it set up like Home Alone, huh?
Might be shots.
Moving in the window.
There might be shots. Let me move on to this last one real quickly here. We're out of the way. Steve Bannon blames Asians for taking Silicon Valley jobs from blacks and Latinos. This is a story that came out back in June 2018, just to mind you, but it's relevant today. Conservative provocateur Steve Bannon recently took jabs at immigrants who came to America on H-1B visas, the majority of whom are Asian descent. In an interview with Fareed Zakaria, which aired back in 2018, the former White House chief strategist, known for his hardline stance on immigration, said that if you're from Asia and you're here, second generation, you're an American citizen, that's absolutely no problem. But he said he felt differently about those who were in the U.S. via the visa, which allows employers to hire foreign workers in specialty occupations. These H-1B visas, where you came from here, it's basically to take the jobs of Americans citizens, is just not acceptable. And that's not racist, Bannon said. The central beating heart of this is that Hispanic and blacks have to get into the high value tech jobs. We're never going to do that as long as they have an unfair competition. And so we have a clip on this I would like us to play.
Yeah, here I'm going to play the clip really quick.
But this clip actually.
His family's been here 5 or 6 generations. That can go to college, get a degree, and is smart enough. Why should they have to compete against the world on the territory inside the United States? It's not fair. Until Silicon Valley, until these places have, 20% African American and 20% Hispanic, I'd like to put an exit visa on every college graduate, foreign student that graduated from college here in 30 days to leave and go back home and help make their nation great again. And we shouldn't take any foreign students in community colleges. That should be for American citizens, particularly for African Americans and Hispanics. They're never going to get up the economic chain unless we do this. You're not going to get folks into high value added post-industrial jobs based around artificial intelligence or coding or anything like that until we make the engineering schools and computer science schools available to them. And right now we don't. This is the reason. It's not about intelligence. It's about access to opportunity. This is why Silicon Valley has virtually no African Americans and no Hispanics. It's de minimis. They have to compete against the whole world for those jobs. And this is one of the reasons you're seeing the seething anger is that people aren't getting good jobs. And one of the reasons they're not getting good jobs, They have to compete against the whole world here in the United States. It's simply not fair.
And so, I mean, if you really listen to what he said, it kind of almost paints Steve Bannon in a much different light than kind of I've known him as, and some of the sound bites I've seen him. And I don't watch a lot of Steve Bannon conversation.
Yeah, I only know what they tell me on the news basically about Steve Bannon. I mean, I've seen other stuff about him, but I've never really seen him speak. And a couple clips you had us watch, I'm just like, and what he's saying too, I understand, for them, they understand white people want to be superior in America. That's what it is. But he also understands that everybody needs to come up too to make it level. So I mess with that.
Yeah. I mean, and at the same time,
when he, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, when he got out of jail, he was like, I spoke to me. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a preconceived notion of who I felt like Steve Bannon was because of things that I've heard him say. But those were clips. I've never watched a lot of his stuff because I don't like watching racist shit.
Yeah.
But when you listen to him, he's like, when he first came out, he's like, I had an opportunity to speak with some of the, people in some of the lowest of the low positions being incarcerated. And I've been able to talk to them, and I see what they how they feel and what they like. And if he's saying this stuff already back in 2018 before he was locked up, which is very much true, we do need to do these things. That's a fact. He said 20% and 20% is 40. That's like a 40%. He's it's making sense because this is kind of where we are as far as population